So what's going on everybody, and welcome back to my channel, where today we're going to be counting down the top 10 best wonder weapons within COD Zombies. If you do go on to enjoy this video, then please make sure to drop a like rating, comment any top 10 ideas you'd like to see me do, and subscribe if you're new. But without further ado, let's go straight into the list with number 10. In at number 10 is the Raygun Mark 1. The original wonder weapon, the Raygun, is at number 10 for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think that the fact that this weapon is literally in every single Zombies map is pretty cool, and it's very iconic to the Zombies image. This was the weapon you really wanted to get out of the box in World at War. Even when he introduced the Wonder Waffe, the Raygun was still preferred by many. I would say this was really the case all the way up until about Black Ops 3. Once Black Ops 3 came out and I got the Raygun out of the box for the first time in Shadows of Evil, I was actually really excited. But then I realised just how powerful all the other weapons were in comparison to the Raygun, and to be honest, the Raygun on Black Ops 3 just doesn't feel the same due to the fact all the other weapons are already so powerful, especially with the double pack-a-punch abilities, so now the beloved Raygun is no longer sought after like it once was. In at number 9 is the Raygun Mark 2. Unlike the Raygun Mark 1, the Mark 2 is still very much loved by a lot of zombie players and used in a lot of high round games, especially now the Mark 2 has been remastered in Zombie Chronicles. The Mark 2 was way better than its predecessor, as it didn't have any splash damage, which is a huge difference from the Mark 1. I also personally think that the Mark 2 just looks a lot better as well. In at number 8 is the Paralyser. The Paralyser was a very unique weapon to have in Zombies, but what made this weapon super useful for players was the fact that it could make you float up to different levels of buried. You could escape zombies either by slowing them down or just by jumping up to a different level and running away from them. You could also use this weapon to float above the maze area, making it way easier for you to find your route to the pack-a-punch, as the maze would change every single time you go there, and it would confuse and inevitably kill players. In at number 7 are the bows. I'm going to include all 4 bows into this one entry, but I really do like the bows from the Eisendrache. The Wrath of the Ancients is super easy to obtain. From there you can have every single player in the game with a wonder weapon, or if you're in a solo game you have the choice of 4 different wonder weapons to go for. I really do like this because I normally will go for the Stormbow, but if I want to change up my game a little to revive the Eisendrache and make the map feel new or different, I'll go for the Voidbow, Firebow or Wolfbow. With each of these weapons there is a different way of reaching higher rounds. You can camp with the Stormbow, but with the Wolfbow you're better off training them. This diversity of gameplay is one of the main reasons why the Eisendrache is my favourite map of all time as I'm making this video. In at number 6 is the Scavenger. My main reason for loving this weapon is for the sole fact that Triac managed to make it a sniper into a really powerful wonder weapon. The Scavenger is the go-to weapon in Call of the Dead, and out of this and the VR11, the Scavenger wins by a mile. It will kill an entire horde of zombies in one blast, and it will take out George Romero quicker than any other gun on the map. The only downside to this weapon is that it can deal damage to you if you're close to the explosive shot. In at number 5 is the Thundergun. The Thundergun is a community favourite. People were beyond stoked to see it return in Revelations, as it's that good of a weapon. Its simple mechanic is that it will blast and kill an entire horde of zombies. It's one of the few wonder weapons to be seriously helpful at a moment's notice. If you're cornered by a load of zombies, quickly spam your Thundergun at the zombies and you'll be able to avoid going down. It's even super effective against the Magua, the Panzers and the Monkeys on Ascension. Without this weapon on Kino, Ascension or Revelations, you're going to struggle getting to a high round. In at number 4 is the Acidgatt. This interesting weapon comes in at number 4 as it has the effect of a monkey bomb, but way more powerful. I've never seen any Mob of the Dead high round gameplay without the use of the Acidgatt. I normally just see players train in the canteen, use the Acidgatt they get stuck in the corner for a quick escape, and then they use the acid trap if they need to. Considering the Acidgatt is a more powerful version of the monkey bomb, it has an extremely high ammo count, and unless you're on a round 80 plus game, then your ammo shouldn't be too much of a problem either. In at number 3 is the 3179 JGB 215. Or the baby gun, as most people refer to it as, the baby gun is said to be the most powerful wonder weapon in all of COD Zombies due to it never losing power. Whether you're on round 1 or round 1000, this gun will do the exact same thing, shrink zombies. And honestly, this is one of the most fun weapons to use. You could just then kick the zombies once they've been turned into baby zombies. Shangri-La is known for its difficulty, and because of which, and because there aren't many places to effectively train, it's not very liked by a lot of players. I believe, however, that this weapon makes people want to come back to Shangri-La to experience the unique weapon that is the 3179 JGB 215. In at number 2 are the Staffs. Moving on to Origins, we have the Staffs. Though the Staffs are a copy of the originals and therefore not as powerful as the originals, the Staffs that we physically get to play with in Origins are insanely powerful. Again, just like with the Eisendrache bows, I'm going to include all 4 Staffs into this entry as they're all a very similar weapon. There was this big debate when the Eisendrache came out as to which was better, the bows or the staffs, and I've got to say the staffs, as they have more ammo, they can revive down teammates, and I think that they're a lot more powerful too. Obtaining the staffs are actually quite easy once you know how to get the parts, and upgrading them are also an easy and fun task to complete. We're going straight down into the honourable mentions right now. For our first honourable mention, we have the Wave Gun. The Wave Gun is actually a really good weapon to use, and it can help you to reach really high rounds, as it has the potential to kill an entire horde of zombies in one shot. But the issue does lie on the ammo count being quite low. Once you get to a high enough round, you're going to struggle keeping that gun filled with ammo. In for our second honourable mention, we had the Raygun Mark 3. So as you probably noticed, I included the Raygun Mark 1 and Mark 2, but I left out the Mark 3. Why? Well, because I think that the Mark 3 just isn't Wonder Weapon material. In my eyes, a Wonder Weapon is meant to be this superbly overpowered weapon that will help even the worst of players out in a game of zombies. The Mark 3 does this to a point, but then out of nowhere this weapon starts to become one of the worst weapons on Gorod Krovi. At around round 45, this weapon will lose most of its power, and you're going to be worse off by having the so-called Wonder Weapon as one of your weapons. I'd recommend having a gun with dead wire, as that will actually do more damage than this Wonder Weapon. And coming in at our third honourable mention slot, we have the Sliquifier. A cool idea, but honestly, what were Treyarch thinking of putting a wonder weapon that makes the zombies and even the players slip on a map where you could fall off to your death at almost every single corner? It's one of those situations where you want this weapon as it's still really good for high rounds, but you can do yourself over with the same weapon that's meant to be helping you survive for longer. In at number 1 is the Apothicon Servant. Without a shadow of a doubt, the Apothicon Servant is by far the best wonder weapon we've ever had in COD Zombies. It will save you if you're about to get trapped in a corner, it will kill an entire horde of zombies, and each shot will blast zombies away at the end to kill even more zombies. This weapon, whether on Shadows of Evil or Revelations, is a beast of a weapon, and it's honestly why Revelations is so easy to reach a round 100 plus on. This weapon was so overpowered that Treyarch actually nerfed the ammo count for Revelations release, lowering the count by half of the original ammo count from the Shadows of Evil's model. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, these top 10 videos are my own opinion unless stated otherwise, so do let me know down in the comments if you agreed or disagreed with any of my choices. Like the video and subscribe if you're new around here for more zombies content, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace out.